12 antique furniture builds and decor. So the first build we have is an antique chair. I got the design from the bamboo chair and I used scaffolding for this one to get that 4 legs just like a real chair. But they're a bit high and all and you can't really sit on it. So to fix that, we'll need a stone cutter, 4 armor stands, and 4 leather helmets. You can dye the helmet here if you want, but I prefer to leave it as it is. This will be for the slabs we're placing later as the flooring. For us to place the scaffolding in the armor stands, we'll need to cover the hole with iron trapdoor or any block for alternative. Once that's done, we can now place the scaffolding and any wood blocks of our choice for the chair. Now the only downside here with using slabs as your flooring is your whole house or some part of the house needs to be slabs, but even with that in mind, it would still make a highlight for the area and it looks really nice. This next one is going to be an old lamp design and I'm gonna use a mixture of frog light and bell for this one. Now to fix that gap in the middle, we're gonna use an armor stand with a gold helmet and it seamlessly connects with the bell on top, which looks really nice and it looks more Victorian. Since we made a lamp, let's also do an antique chandelier. Here I'm gonna use dark oak fence for the whole thing and I'm keeping the design here simple and easy to make in survival. For the light source, I'm gonna use end rod with white candles at the top so it looks like those white candles are taller and looks more antique. And yeah, I really like the look of it. At night it looks even better. And for other design here, I used a combination of nether brick walls and fence, which gave more shape and looks more gothic here. And even though they're the same block length and width, it looks more bigger because of the end rod placement to the sides, which gives the illusion that it's bigger. If you have a 3x4 space, you can make yourself a small simple antique cabinet with storage included and some bookshelves to the sides. For details, I'm going to add a clock at the top of the cabinet and some drawers to the sides. Don't forget to fill in the books and a flower pot in the middle for aesthetic, and that's pretty much it. For the second design, it's the same thing, same layout, same blocks, but it's bigger, more spacious, and more storage. And this time I'm gonna make it different. I'm gonna make it a wardrobe instead of a cabinet. Since we're making a wardrobe here, I'm gonna add some 2 armor stands in the middle just to utilize the empty space in the middle and just so it also looks like a wardrobe and not be mistaken for a cabinet. And yeah, that is pretty much it. We now have the antique wardrobe. You can make antique style paintings by adding frames into them. Here I just added a mix of dark oak trapdoors and signs on a dark oak frame. You can also do this with different blocks like gold and bamboo. I found that they match together nicely and the bigger the painting, the better. There's more designs you can do and that's totally up to you to design it. Next up is an antique bed design and here I'm using an actual bed with white wool and carpet around it and dark oak planks for the whole frame. Now I made sure that this build is easy to make in survival so it won't take too much time to make. Now you can change the color of the wool according to the bed color if you want, and also for the frame as well. Here I made 2 more designs using different blocks as an example. Now if you were to combine these furnitures, you'll be left with this beautiful looking bedroom. I find that warp hype makes a really good Victorian style wallpaper that fits in with the furnitures, which looks cushy and roomy at the same time. Moving on to the decorations, I'm gonna show you how to make an old TV with just barrel, birch trapdoors, and a redstone repeater. Now to make this look like a TV, you'll need a debug stick, an invisible item frame, and a glass pane. And that's pretty much it. Another antique decor you can do is a typewriter design for tables or desk, and this is for some empty areas where if you don't have any ideas on what to fill in, this might help with those details that you're looking for. One of my favorite decorations in this video is the sewing machine, and you only need a couple blocks like anvil, deep slate slab, copper trapdoors, spruce blocks, and 2 armor stands. I love how complicated it looks even though it's easy and simple to make. It also looks exactly like a sewing machine, which I'm happy with. Next up, by placing lever and hopper on top of the jukebox, you can make yourself a phonograph or gramophone. Now comparing it to the actual phonograph, the only thing that looks different here is the hopper, which is facing upwards. It should face sideways like the real thing, but still, it's pretty close. Now currently, there's a lot of grandfather clock builds in Minecraft that looks the same, so I'm gonna break that curse and make my own version that looks different, unique, and closest to the actual clock. Instead of using bells or lightning rods for this one, I'm going to use a banner for it to be unique and different to the rest of the builds. For the clock face, you can set the time to any time you want just by right-clicking the banner. And for fun, you can add a button and a bell behind it so you can tap the bell on the banner and it looks like it's working partially only by tapping it, which makes it a nice hidden Easter egg. Last but not least is an hourglass build, which is another clock, but it's going to be more decorational since it's not really a working furniture or a working build, but rather a display that you can build. Now we're also gonna need a debug stick for the middle part to make it even better. And this is gonna be for the size of the white glass pane. If you're in bedrock or survival, you can just replace the middle with white stained glass and it still looks like an hourglass. And since there's a frog light in the middle, it makes a nice light source decoration at night. It makes up for the light source it gives. Also, 78% of you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, so if you want more builds and decors like this, hit that subscribe button. My socials, Discord, and the download link for this world will be available in the description. As always, thanks for watching and bye-bye.